Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me today. So I wanted to come on here and talk about my favorite highlighters. So you could consider these my end of year favorite highlighter list of products. Why not? Yeah, I really like these highlighters a lot. So I have a long list, so let's get started. Now the way I wanted to go about this video is I want to talk about the product itself and why I like it, and if there is like a mini size or if there's like a gift set on a particular product, I will tell you guys about it. And if I have reviewed those gift sets or this product itself in depth on my channel, I highly recommend you check out the video if you want to know more about those products in depth. So yeah, so right now I just want to talk about the product itself. Now before we get started, I wanted to talk about this something that Sephora has like brought to the forefront, at least for this holiday season. Not just Sephora, maybe even other retailers, but Sephora has really like advertised this particular concept of minis. Of course, mini size products have always existed, but Sephora has really marketed it really well this year, guys. They have like a separate section on the website, like a tab, where if you click the shop tab on Sephora's website, you'll see makeup, skincare and stuff like that, and also sale items. Just in that list you would find minis or travel size or something like that, where they have minis of so many popular cult favorite products, guys, like Bobbi Brown Shimmer breaks. What else? They have also gift sets also in the mini. So Becca's Shimmering skin perfectors in the mini size. I don't think they have all colors, but they have like some really popular colors like opal or moonstone or something like rose gold as well. So I highly recommend you guys check out that section first. Even I feel personally I like minis that we can hand pick, right? Because always the gift sets that come in like in a gift set, they're all bundle deals. So for the most part you might find some product in a gift set that you might not like that much, but you do end up paying for that product as well, because otherwise you will not get us a product at such a cost-effective rate, right? So I always recommend you guys check out mini, so that way you pay less and you can handpick products that you truly personally like. That way you pay less and also you get to use every single product you buy. So highly recommend you guys check out that mini section on Sephora's website. I'm sure that maybe minis are available also on other websites, but I really absolutely love, and I think it's a genius idea that they have consolidated all the minis that every brand offers for every product, and they have it all in one page. That way it's very, very easy. They have highlighters, blushes, liquid highlighters, and they have powders, like all of the cult favorite, guys. I think they also have setting powders. It's a really, really good page. Highly recommend you guys check that page out before making any kind of decision. Okay, let's get into my list. First and foremost, JD Glow Cosmetics, guys. Now unfortunately they do not have gifts, like a gift set for the holiday season, or at least as of now when I'm filming this video, they do not have any gift set. These are powder highlighters, but they are very, very, very reflective, guys. They are so reflective, and just I have the shade Serenity. This is the shade that I bought like very, very recently for the Black Friday sale. I did also buy a lot of eyeshadows. I will share those products with you guys later in another video, but this is the shade I have on today. These powders are extremely reflective. They are kind of a thicker texture, but I don't feel that they are very, very heavy on the cheeks. They definitely melt into the skin. They don't like stand out, and they blend beautifully. And guys, these are really, really good and amazing, beautiful products, guys. This is like a pinky golden highlighter, and these retail for $17, and this is vegan and cruelty free. I think the brand itself is cruelty free and vegan, and these products are made in the USA. Highly recommend you check out JD Glow Cosmetics if you're looking for a very, very cost-effective highlighter. They are absolutely great. I think that this is like #1 on my list, I would say, just because of the quality is 10 10 out of 10. The price is 10 out of 10. Everything is like really, really good, guys. I highly recommend you check out this brand itself. I absolutely love them. Then we have Becca highlighters, which is like a classic, right? Now the one I'm holding up is actually a limited edition, but I decided to show you guys this because this is like seriously an amazing, stunning color. This is an Ulta exclusive though, but you do have so many other shades in Becca Skin Perfectors, Shimmering Skin Perfectors. This is like a pinky gold shade. Again, this is like a blush toned highlighters. I'm really, really into these blush toned highlighters lately because it just gives you a beautiful blushed look when you look straight because of that duochrome, and then when you turn you have that beautiful illuminated whatever undertone it has, a gold or a silvery undertone, whatever it might be. So I absolutely love that blush toned highlighters, and this is also a blush toned highlighter. It does not leave you any kind of white cast. It's beautiful. Shimmering Skin Perfectors by Becca are amazing quality, guys. They are not very thick, they are very soft, and they are really, really reflective, guys. But one tiny downside I would feel with these is that they're not dry to the texture at all, to the touch, or when you swatch it or anything, they're not dry at all. But I feel when you over apply, I feel when you go like more than 3 layers, you'd get that dry kind of look, you know. Your skin would kind of look very dry, and I don't know, it kind of gives you that, it emphasizes a texture is what I'm trying to say if you apply a lot. But JD Glow Cosmetics does not. It just looks so wet on the skin. It's just absolutely brilliant. And I feel the fact that it looks very wet on the skin kind of gives that glowy, youthful looking skin. That's why I really, really like this. Then next is this guy, which is Makeup Forever Starlit Powders. Now Makeup Forever markets this as like a very multi-purpose product. You can use it on your body, eyes, cheeks, whatever. But this retails for $21. Oh, by the way, this retails for $38 in the full size, but they do have minis. I highly recommend you check out the minis, guys. I totally recommend. First look at the minis if you do not like the colors that they offer in the minis, and then you can go you know, you can look at the full sizes and stuff like that. They do, before I forget, they do have a beautiful gift set, the Apres Key Glow palette, face palette, I think, where it's like a very well-rounded palette, especially for light and medium skin. They do have a bronzer and a blush and 3 other highlighters. It's a really good palette, but if you have dark skin, I feel a bronzer is not going to work for you. It would be light. So yeah, they do have a really good face palette though. The highlighters are really on point in the face palette. So if you love Shimmering Skin Perfectors, highly recommend you first check out the minis. And then take a look at everything else. Totally recommend first check out the minis. And then back to the Starlit Powders. Now these are loose powders. I hate the packaging. Okay, hate is a strong word, but it takes a lot of effort, guys, to get the product out of this. And then I don't know, your highlighter brush is kind of larger size. This opening is more suited for an eyeshadow brush, because do you see, it's like perfect for eyeshadow brush. But for a highlighter brush, I feel at least I struggle with getting the product on the brush and then applying, and if I want more, I have to transfer it back and so on and so forth. So I love how crazy reflective these are. So beautiful, and they just blend into the skin, and they are just a pleasure, guys. It looks beautiful on the skin. Well, not up to apply, but once it's on the skin, I just keep admiring my cheeks all the time. So I absolutely love this. But if you're looking for something of an eye, like a pigment for the eyes, I don't recommend these. I totally recommend the Inglot AMC pigments, but as a highlighter, I do recommend this. It's beautiful. And hang on, let me just swatch. This shade is actually a very, like an old gold kind of color, which is 17. These are, I have to say, these are very expensive, because you get like one anywhere between half a gram to 1 point. I know I'm not swatching properly because most of the product is inside and I don't want to take the product out, so I'm just barely trying to get the product out and just swatching the bare minimum. So yeah, and with each shade, the amount of product you get in with the Starlit powders varies from half a gram to 1.5 grams. So it differs. This particular shade is 1.1 grams. So you do pay the same amount of money for, you know, although they offer different quantity for each shade. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So if you look at it that way, some shades are crazy expensive because you pay like $21 for half a gram of product, right? So that is there as well. I don't think I swatched the Lilac Geode. It's such a beautiful shade, guys. Lilac Geode, there is it. You can see the gold in it, definitely. It's a beautiful shade. I don't feel the Lilac Geode is extreme as you can tell the difference. Do you see how reflective these two are? This is not that reflective. This particular shade is not that reflective, but opal, and there are some really crazy reflective shades, like very frosty shades like Champagne Pop. If you want frosty looking, very reflective shades from Becca, I would suggest Opal, Prosecco Pop, Champagne Pop, and what else? That's it. Those are the shades that I've used so far. Next, let's talk about MAC, guys. These two are amazing. These are just amazing. This I would recommend for everyone. Even if you're looking for a skincare product, I recommend this. This just gives the most beautiful. I don't want to apply it and then compromise the swatches that I would do over it, because whatever you apply over the Strobe Cream just looks beautiful and intense. It just gives the most. The glow is subtle. It looks from within, but it's not too dull. It just lights your skin up. I absolutely love it. It is like a cream. It is a liquid highlighter, but it's like, it's not runny. Let me just swatch it here maybe. It's not runny, and it's absolutely beautiful, guys. It does have a lot of silicone in it. I think the first ingredient itself is silicone. Okay, by the way, this is called Strobe Cream, and this is a liquid highlighter. They have so many shades. I have all of the shades with me, and I absolutely love them, and I use it every single day, guys. I use it every single day, and I'm just mesmerized by the way it transforms my skin. It's beautiful. It has a lot of antioxidants in it. The packaging is perfect for all the beautiful, very precious but vulnerable ingredients, meaning the antioxidants in it. It's opaque and it's airtight container. It really keeps the ingredients in here safe. It moisturizes your skin. It also can be used as a primer, I think. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. Please do pick this up. There are so many shades in the MAC Strobe Cream line. Totally recommend this. And this guy, the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish, is the baked kind of formula, the gelée. As you can see, I've used this quite a lot. The gelée kind of formula, where baked gelée powders are usually, the consistency is very thin, so it really sinks beautifully into the skin, guys. It doesn't like sit on top of your skin, like it doesn't look cakey or doesn't look dry. So usually the gelée kind of powders usually sink beautifully into the skin. So either they are thin consistency and they're reflective, or they have thin consistency and they're subtle, or that medium metallic effect, but the consistency is usually thin. But this MAC's Extra Dimension Skin Finish falls under the category of thin consistency, but they are very reflective. This is the shade Superb. This is a beautiful rose gold shade. If you're just looking for, if you love rose gold shades and that's all you need in your life, highly recommend you get MAC Superb, and you can use these products wet and dry, and it just sinks into your skin and just stays there. It doesn't like fade away. It becomes very much skin like, and absolutely love them. And if you, I reviewed the Victoria Beckham highlighter. What is it called? I totally forgot. the one that was recently launched in her collection, which is like $75. This is a very close dupe to that highlighter, the rose gold highlighter she came out with Estee Lauder. It's a beautiful shade and you can use this. And I think the best part about the Extra Dimension Skin Finishes is that you can use these as like a subtle highlighter. You can use it, you can take it from a subtle highlighter to a medium metallic highlighter, and you can take it also to a very crazy intense metallic highlighter. You can do whatever you want with this. Very, very easily manageable highlighter formula. So next, Cover FX, guys. This video cannot be without Cover FX. So the custom enhancer drops are amazing. You just have to learn how to manipulate it based on your skin type, skin tone, whatever it may be, or whatever needs you have. So I feel that when you buy it for the first time, it can get a little bit overwhelming because it is very runny. The consistency is runny. This is actually, I've used it a lot, so it's kind of dried out. I'm in need of new one. So the shade I have is Sunlight. So you can mix it in with your moisturizer. You can mix it in with everything. In fact, your body cream, your facial moisturizer, I think with any kind of basis, like a foundation, makeup basis, any skincare base, whatever it might be, you can just use these products. And can you to blend it out, you can use a fingers or like a makeup sponge or even a brush. These are very, very versatile. I think you would have to figure out what you want from how to use this, because it is very easy to figure out. Don't get me wrong, it's not like you don't really need a lot of instructions with it, but yeah, but you can just do so many things with this. You can take it again, just like the Max Extra Dimension Skin Finishes. You can do a subtle look with this. If you want just a subtle, very glowy skin, just mix it in with whatever base that you're using, like a foundation. I would always mix it in with a moisturizer, and it would give like the beautiful, in fact, it kind of gives very similar effect to the Strobe Cream, but you can of course manipulate it by adding more drops into your moisturizer and give that intense glow. Or you can, if you want that even more intense glow, mix it in with the way I do it. I mix it in with my moisturizer, and then I again go in and just apply it on the tops of the cheekbones, and it's the effect is like very, very intense. So yeah, you can do so much, guys. Absolutely love it. They do have a gift set for this. Now for the MAC and the Strobe Creams, unfortunately there are no gift set. You would have to buy it in the full size. At least this holiday season, up until now, there are no gift sets. For this, they do have a beautiful gift set. Very, very good value for money. You get 4 colors in it. Each retails, the full size retails for $42, and you get 15 ml. That's 0.5 fluid ounce of product. In the set, you get 4 shades for same quantity actually, or in fact even more, I think. So yeah, that's an amazing, really, really good value for money set. Highly recommend you pick up this set if you really are into liquid highlighters, or if you want to try liquid highlighters. It's really, really amazing way to use this, guys. Really love it. Now I think Cover FX is last year they came out with a powder highlighting palette, which I'm not sure, I don't think it did very well, but this year it's out of this world fantastic. Great value for money. You get 6 shades in the palette, and they are absolutely fantastic. Very finely milled. I wouldn't call them very intense metallic shades, but they are, I would say they are medium metallic. You can definitely wet your brush and take it to a very intense metallic. You can mix and match those shades. They are very, very blendable on the skin. The shades are very blendable with each other. It's a very, very versatile palette. As I speak right now, Ulta's having a sale on that particular palette, and it's like almost 50% off, I think. The palette retails for $39, but it's like $20 or something. Totally recommend you check it out. I really, really like the palette, guys. The Cover FX one is beautiful. They also have this fun blue color, have like a very pale color. It's universally friendly face highlighting palette. It just caters to every single skin tone. my skin tone, even skin tone darker than mine, like a very rich deep skin tone, also will benefit from that palette. Totally recommend you check it out. Now and I think that palette is exclusive to Ulta. Yeah, that palette is exclusive to Ulta. Now I have the Stila's Heaven's Hue highlighter. This consistency is different. It's not a powder, it's not a liquid, it's not a cream, it's not a baked powder. Maybe it is baked, I'm not sure, but it's just like a sponge, like a pillowy kind of a consistency. They have only 3 shades and all 3 shades are fantastic. Very, 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 oh wait, I didn't just, I wanted to show you guys how this is. The Cover FX one. So if you really want to dilute it, you can definitely like blend it in, and this is a very lighter shade, so it looks very stand out on my skin tone. Do you see when I blend it out, it's like so subtle right now, but when I first tried to just, if I had dabbed that particular quantity, that smaller quantity in a very small area, it would give me a very intense effect. So yeah, that's how you can beautifully manipulate this Cover FX highlighters, guys. They are beautiful. Okay, back to this. This works beautifully with a fingertip. It works. My favorite brush to use is a stippling brush. It really works well, and I think you can use it with a makeup sponge. All the 3 shades in the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighters are very consistent and are fantastic. Now they do have a gift set, like a palette. For this, I think it's $39, and they have all of the 3 shades that Stila has in their permanent lineup, and I think you can't find it with retailers. I think you'd be able to find it only on Stila's website. I'm not sure if it's available at the moment, but maybe last month I remember seeing it on their website. So that's $39, and each retails, the full size retails for $32, and you get so much product, 10 grams of product, guys. You get out of all the shades that I spoke about now, the products, I think the one that you get closest with respect to quantity is this. The MAC is 9 grams and the Stila is 10 grams, so very close, and they also closely priced. This is 32 and this is 34, I think. So I highly recommend this. This is very slippery, so I think there is a lot of silicone in it. So if you have a skin type where you have a lot of texture in it and you have like your pores are larger, I feel this silicone slippery kind of highlighters would actually just smoothen out your textures and give that effect of a very smooth skin. I do have acne here, but in this area, the just high points of the cheeks, I don't have any texture, so I can't speak on that like confidently, but it's just a thought, like, because silicone usually smoothens your skin and gives that very smooth look. So I'm assuming that highlighters which are heavy in silicone that slip would just smoothen your skin also with texture. Now this is my personal favorite. I absolutely love this palette. This is Lancome's Glow For It palette, and this retails for $39. Now they do not have highlighters in singles. I think this is a brand new product that Lancome has released. These are called the Glow For It palette, and this palette is in the shade Rose Twinkle, and this particular shade is actually a limited edition shade which is exclusive to Sephora. So if you want to buy Rose Twinkle, you will find this only at Sephora. Now they also, I just recently discovered that they have 3 other palettes. The Glow For It line, Lancome has 3 other palettes which are exclusive to Ulta. So those 3 palettes I don't think are limited edition. I have both those palettes and I'm actually playing around with them. I am planning to film a review on those 3 palettes in the permanent lineup. But this one is fantastic, guys. Very, very, very much dark skin friendly. This color in fact is actually very dark for me. Very, very dark. So I would have to mix it in with a lighter shade. That's like a necessity. I have to mix it. That's how dark this is on my skin tone. So all these three shades, this palette caters to a variety of skin tones. I think everybody across the board can use it, because this shade doesn't look that darker, but on me I would have to use a lighter shade, because it is like a very, very, very deep bronze shade. And again, these shades are all very, very slippery and very silicone-y effect, so I absolutely love them, and they are so reflective and they just sink into the lines. And as the shade suggests, this is a Rose Twinkle. All three are the rose gold toned shades, so which is very flattering and very, I think across the board it flatters all skin tones. Rose gold shades, so rose gold they have in like different you know, a very light rose gold. This is very light, and then this is a little bit darker. This is very dark. So yeah, I absolutely love this, guys. This retails for $39, and this is exclusive to Sephora. If you're looking for a different color scheme, they have a palette with gold toned, they have a palette with purple tone, and they also have a palette with reddish toned kind of highlighters. So if you want, looking for other shades, highly recommend you check out Ulta's website. Now, this is by Bobbi Brown, and these are called the highlighting powders. These again are very similar to, the texture is very similar to MAC's Extra Dimension Skin Finish, which is the baked gelée kind of powders. These are really, really good. Now, they are not as intense, I feel, as the MAC's Extra Dimension Skin Finish. MAC's Skin Finishes can be, as I said, you can use it as subtle, medium metallic, and intense. It's just the way you intensify it, depends on how you intensify it. But this, I would say, this would stop its intensity with the medium metallic intensity. I feel you can't take this particular product to an extremely crazy intense effect. You can definitely wear it as a subtle highlighter and then take it up to medium metallic highlighter. They are very, very reflective, that is true, but only to a certain point. I feel they're very smooth, guys. They are really beautiful. As you can see, it's fantastic. This shade I have is called Bronze Glow, and Bobbi Brown has a highlighting palette for on the same products. She has three shades, and all of them are this beautiful gold toned shades. One is like a peachy gold, one is like a pinkish gold, one is like a bronzy gold. That palette is fantastic, really fantastic, and 100% dark skin friendly, guys. 100% dark skin friendly. I'm not sure how it would wear on a pale skin person or like a medium skin person. I'm not sure about that, because they're all kind of on the dark, not very dark, but they have strong gold tones, and also this there's a hint of color, because in one particular pan you have peach, one particular pan you have bronze, and one particular pan, in the other pan, you have like pink kind of a tone. So it's a fantastic palette, but I feel it's not crazy intense, these powders, but they just, again, as I said about you know, Extra Dimension Skin Finishes and the baked gelée powders, the gelée powders, usually the consistency is thin, so they just beautifully melt into the skin and become skin-like, but they are quite reflective. So yeah, I feel that is kind of the difference between MAC's highlighters and the Bobbi Brown highlighters. Now, Bobbi Brown's Shimmer Bricks are also fantastic, but the difference between the highlighting powders and the Shimmer Brick is, first of all, the Shimmer Bricks are actual powders, but they are they're also baked, I feel, but they don't look like this. They are baked powders, but they're not gelée kind of powders. This is gelée, but I feel this is like a shimmery highlighter, right? The Shimmer Breaks are also shimmery, obviously called Shimmer Breaks, but I feel the effect that it gives on the cheek is that it gives that sheen, but the sheen is very reflective. You know what I mean? It's that reflective sheen. So I feel that is the difference between the Bobbi Brown's highlighting powders and the Shimmer Breaks. Now we are coming into colorful highlighters. I like only 3, to be honest. I actually like the Kat Von D's highlighting palette, Holographic. I really like them. They are extremely holographic, and on dark skin, guys, it pops. It just pops on dark skin. I also like the Aurora palette from Anastasia. Is such a good value for money palette, and it's also very reflective on skin, guys. They do have chunky glitter in them, but it's a really good value for money. And yeah, this is also a beautiful palette. Now I have 3 other brands to talk about. The reason I categorize them separately is that I like certain shades. I'm not so crazy about certain shades in these 3 categories. One is LimeCrime. For example, the one I'm holding up here is Mermaids, which I hate. I hate this palette. Not I hate. This is not a dark skin friendly palette at all. So I don't like it very much. But definitely I think it would work on lighter and medium tone skin tones. But the Blossoms palette from LimeCrime is out of this world. But the rest, the Unicorns are also really good. But the rest, I don't know, guys. The Opals is also quite good. But I feel there's kind of inconsistency with each shade and each palette that they put out. So I feel if you want to try LimeCrime, all of the highlighters are really intense. Please bear that in mind before you try it out, because if you're not into intense highlighters, I don't think you would like them. My top recommendation, the LimeCrime highlighting palettes, is the Blossoms palette. It's really good. Now I do absolutely love Ciate's Glow 2 highlighters, but I like them in the shade Moondust and Starburst. These are the first 2 shades that they came out with. They recently came out with 2 other shades, Celestial and something else. Those 2 shades were, I don't know, I just do not like them very much, guys. I bought them and I then returned them. I didn't like them. These 2 are fantastic. These are powder highlighters, but on the actual technically they are powder highlighters. They are not gelée highlighters, but on the skin they look like gelée highlighters. That's how beautifully they sink into the skin, but they are so beautifully reflective. They are beautiful. Absolutely love these guys, these 2 shades, but I didn't like the 2 other shades that they recently came out with. Lastly, I'm here to talk about the L'Oreal Gelato Swirl Illuminators. These are quite good, but I feel again there's a slight inconsistency from shade